Welcome back, guys, to Final Fantasy XVI, where so much happened in our last hour of gameplay. Akashic dragons, alien entities, big cool icon battles yet again, Ifrit coming in to lay the smackdown, and then 5 years later we are. A new Cid in hand, and one Cid behind us. We now have reached the Hideaway, where we have to speak with Otto. This is the Hideaway now, some kind of ship. We also had the motion blur patch, so I've turned the motion blur down a little bit. Hopefully that's cool. I kept it on to about a value of 2 out of 5, because I think like some of it just covers some of the stuff that's going on, personally. Well, let's start exploring, shall we?
Last I saw, he was in the mess, as always.
Otto. I'm sure people will speak at me. This'll take some getting used to being called Cid now.
Finish with that log so we can call it a morning.
Almost done.
Just be walking around the place and people going, "Hey, Cid," and I'll just keep walking by.
Otto will want to know what happened in Cosnus. I expect he'll be in the mess.
Anyone over this way?
Again! I seen schoolboys swing harder.
He looks Cid-esque. Maybe we can pass it on to him. So weird. I want my Cid back. But it was so crazy that hour, and it was late at night, so I didn't have much time to decompress and like take that all in. But that was a sequence, wasn't it?
Cid!
Staying long this time?
I don't know, Lillian, the sympathetic soul. Well, I guess we should go to Otto first. I was about to say let's go to Cid first before we like go around and see the forge, etc. It seems that Sharon's lived fine. Makes you wonder what else is around here. The map room, mess, etc. Boarding deck this is. For a hideaway though, we're a bit out in the open, aren't we?
Clive. Is everything all right?
So some people call me Cid and some people call me Clive.
All operations are suspended until further notice.
Yes, Captain.
I'll let the others know.
How are you doing, Otto? What's that Moogle doing?
Ah, there you are, Clive. Word of your adventures arrived this morning. Victor sent his thanks.
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me. And not a single one of the bearers we saved showed any interest in coming with us. No one seems keen to join hands with an outlaw. Any news while we were away?
None worth mentioning. Gav's still off keeping an eye on the Republican army. Should be back any day now.
Understood. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the map room.
Still can't work that one out. There must be better places than the hull of a gutted airship to bury your nose in a book.
Yet this is where she's chosen to be. And I'm sure she has her reasons.
Who is it? Vivian.
I learned something new. You'll be the first to know. Now off you go.
You're wondering what this new board is behind me, aren't you? All in good time, my fearless friend. All in good time. He knows. I'm extra fearless today.
I'd trust I'm not intruding.
Back from your mission? I'm beginning to think your habit of surviving cannot be attributed to luck alone.
One might say the same of you, Vivian Ninetails.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on my life, and none was especially memorable. So, to what do I owe the honor? Could it be that you've come for one of my lessons?
Is that so hard to believe?
Very well then. Shall we start with the state of the realm? To absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of armies and outlaws. Well, mostly armies. Though that's not for want of trying, is it, Clive? But the real question is, how did we get here? Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern storm has endured, recent days have seen the blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor, a nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dhalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
You were born in Twinside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet in spite of it all, she has ever endured. And when the storm has passed, I am confident she will remain. Now, as to the matter of payment for today's lesson, complete a simple errand for me and we shall consider ourselves even.
Even? Right.
Return this volume to old tomes in the shelves. Tell him it was, adequate.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian.
Vivian Ninetales. What a name we've got going on there. Also, I've been trying to look at Clive's scar more, because obviously he got it removed, or, well, scar, his tattoo, his bearer mark. He got it removed by burning or however they remove it, but I'm not sure if it's like the patch of skin or they actually did just the lines for him, because I've seen different marks on people and his one seems to be less than the others, is how I look at it. What do you do, Vivian?
And how may I assist you today?
I can view the state of the realm at any time, and that's important. Did the crystalline dominion... Oh, it's just trying to scroll along a bit. Right, let's ask about Vivian.
One would think.
My role was abundantly clear by now. I offer you and yours the guiding light of knowledge, that of matters military and political, both past and present, that it might illuminate your way ahead. For it is only by understanding what has come before that one might steer one's way toward a brighter future. Your role, meanwhile, is to ensure that I remain furnished with as much information on the state of the realm as your people can muster, in order that I might continue to appraise the dispositions of the great nations and those who rule them. And of course, to pay attention during my lectures, it would not do to appoint the storied Ninetales as your tutor, only to disregard her expert advice. Yes, brand is the correct word, because of course it brings with it the connotations that are correct.
I admit.
When I took up my professor's bonnet and began teaching at the University of Canberra, I did not think for a moment that I would one day count Sid the Outlaw among my pupils. But nor did I imagine that my fellow educators would have designs on my life, and we both know how that ended. Has it been a year already? We didn't get to take part in this then. Such is the peril of an overly inquisitive mind, I suppose. One is wont to discover that which others would go to great lengths to ensure remained hidden. This feels like it's backing up our actions before, Drake said. Were it not for you and our mutual friend having come to the rescue, my curiosity would likely have proved fatal. Who's the mutual friend? Instead, I was not only saved, but granted a new lease of life as personal tutor to a band of outlaws, no less.
A far more reputable fellowship
than anything in the academic world, I assure you. Alright, the Crystalline Dominion.
My beloved homeland.
The crossroads of Valisthea, where one only has to stroll the streets to hear news from every far-flung corner of the realm. Its mother crystal yields more shards than any other, and its lands even now remain untouched by the blight. It is a blessed country indeed.
Or at least it was.
Until San Blek elected to invade and establish a new holy capital upon Twin Sides' heretofore neutral shores. It pains me to see the land I love so changed, and even more to know that I did not predict it. I knew that Emperor Sylvester had designs on the Dominion, but to abandon Oriflamme, the seat of the Holy Empire since its inception, seemed too audacious a move even for him.
I do wish our lawsman would consider acquiring some more contemporary volumes. I tire of the classics.
Well, I gotta go to our lawsman because it looks like we are getting a full reintroduction to the Hideaway, because of course it's an actual introduction. A history of Valisthean jurisprudence. The Continental Accord. The signing of the Continental Accord marks the beginning of the modern era of Valisthea. Where the realm had once been riven by hatred and mistrust, the Accord built bridges, affecting many of the areas of realm-wide cooperation that persist to this day. The shared currency, shared calendar, and common system of bearer ownership chief among its epoch-making achievements. Alas, in the years since the Accord signing, many of these old rifts have reopened. It is for us to follow in the steps of our forebears and wholeheartedly endeavor to usher in a new age of peace and unity. A little bit of lore around the place if we have a little bit of a rummage. Okay, let's head to our next location. Maybe with that motion blur down, things look a little bit smoother when we walk around. I don't know.
Everyone seems so happy to see us. It's good to be home.
How long have you two been living here then? How long did it take them to find a new hideaway? Hey, a tail!
As hither yon autumn winds atop the rotten pier. Of Sid's return the faithful sing across the blighted mere.
Man, he's not very good at writing. It's 2 lines at a time. To give him like months to figure the next 2 lines. Maybe I'm being too much of a critic, right?
Old Tome said the hideaway is built inside an airship. Said it was called the Invincible.
Oh, I like the name of that. Doesn't remind me of anything. Mithril, a mineral most mighty. Mithril is a material of both passing hardness and luster, and it is these 2 qualities for which it is valued by the weapon and armorsmiths of the realm. However, there is a third quality of mithril that sets it apart from steel or shell, its durance. While even the finest steel may be melted by dragon's fire, become brittle in frigid climes, or turn to rust if not regularly and rightly oiled, mithril is once made eternally unchanging. In this volume, I will explain how one might go about making, shaping, and employing mithril in one's work. Some books here, there, and everywhere. When do I make myself some mithril weaponry? And it probably won't be the best anyway. Sibione's Treasure of Knowledge. Or Treasury, even. Volume ye 11th. Anjay's going by a pen name now. Ye Treasury of Beasts. Ye seas which gird about the land of Valisthea on all sides doth churn most frothily with diverse and deadly creatures. Among these are beasts more prodigious in size than entire islands, yet customarily as placid as ye valley doldrums. Yet lo, when they do awaken, towering waves are driven forth like in proportion to great mountains. Ye peoples of ye outer seas in which these creatures dwell doth live in great terror of ye riving isles, as certain chroniclers make a record of their being known. Hello, See, you should have read that. Harpocrates.
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Now that is a name I have not heard for a long time. So long, in fact, I had half forgotten it was mine. Welcome home, Clive. You were missed, as always.
I believe this belongs to you. Vivian asked me to return it.
On Gods and Men, a heavy leather-bound tome containing the findings of one Anaximander of Canva, a renowned theologian who spent most of his life chronicling Valisthea's diverse religious history. Anaximander of Canva, his name has a really nice cadence, like just rolls along. Rolls off the tongue.
already. Our resident scholar devours books faster than young Tet does lemon tarts. Would that I could do the same. But alas, I no longer possess the necessary constitution for such indulgence, either in words or tarts. That said, I have continued my search for mention of the creature you encountered at Drake's Head. But without access to the great libraries of Oriflamme or the Dominion, I regret that I have been able to find little and less. I am sorry.
Please, don't apologize. I'll send word to our associates. See if they can't furnish you with more books.
I fear it is not more books that I require, but the right ones. Mayhap we look in the wrong places. There are still libraries to the north.
I'll see what I can do.
You are too kind. There are not many in this world who would indulge the whims of a tired old historian.
Not too tired to go filching Kupo nuts, though. Always got a pocket for him. Nicks him off the Moogle.
Hush now. We all know there's no such thing as Moogles.
The twins seem well.
Aye. Yet they laugh far too little for one so young. The loss of their parents weighs heavy on them, however well they hide it. Titan took much from us that night, from some more than others, and the wounds that remain, they are not quick to heal.
Which is why we must give them all the time they need.
That we must. Just as I must give you the time you need to recuperate. Good day, Clive.
Good day. Gav will be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
Well, that just gives me cause and time to check everything else out. So we have been searching for information about Ultima. In the meantime, Clive may have forgot completely about the shrouded guy that wasn't him, just still going around the place. I don't know. The other fire dominant that existed somewhere out there. We'll find out more on that to come, quite obviously. Does that mean that Harpocrates can see Moogles, by the way? I thought it'd be like kids and Clive, and it would be rare to see them. If he's stealing the Kupo nuts, or is the Moogles playing tricks on him and putting Kupo nuts in his pockets? I don't know which ones to believe.
How good it is to see you, Clive.
Right, let's hear more about what's happened to the Hideaway. Or this Hideaway.
Look around you.
While it is a far cry from the Imperial Library in Oriflamme, in 5 short years we've amassed more volumes than most men or women might hope to see in their lifetime. No longer are the tales they contain hidden away from all but the privileged. We have liberated them, that they may fill the minds of all who hunger for knowledge.
Still.
There is much more out there, and as long as I draw breath, I shall continue to gather what I can.
Aye.
One day, a chronicle of your own adventures might even grace these shelves, or failing that, the floor. The past 5 years?
It has been difficult, certainly.
When Titan visited his wrath upon us on that dreadful night, we lost much. He robbed us not only of our home and our loved ones, but of that which Sid fought fiercest to preserve, our hope. Hope that we might never have found again had you not taken his name and become our light in the darkness.
Had you not led us here?
To Benimir and the Invincible, where among the ghosts of the fallen our journey can continue. Here in the belly of a Leviathan untouched by the passing of 1,000 years does our hope burn brighter than ever. Here may it burn for 1,000 more. Tet and Crow, the twins.
I still remember.
The day I first met Tet and Crow, chasing their father about the hideaway one moment, clinging to their mother's kirtle the next. Twins' love for their parents was something to behold, so fierce and pure. When they passed, I feared the void they left in the children's lives could never be filled. Neither spoke nor smiled for years, hiding themselves away here in the shelves to bury their sorrows in the leaves of these tomes.
And thank goodness they did.
For I believe the stories proved a welcome distraction, as over time their pain faded, and now they laugh and frolic as they once did, if not with more vigor. They remind us that no matter how deep our wounds, we all have the capacity to heal, and that happiness lost may be found again. I nearly went dark then in my predictive
if you need
speech.
A book to help you sleep, might I recommend On the Mating Rituals of Mortals?
Why would that help me sleep? I didn't want to hear about the subject matter in the first place. All of a sudden envisaging it has happened. I could have nightmares, maybe. Old man knows what to drop to really irritate people, eh? The Sins of Zemeckis, oh sure. An illustrated history of the twins, volume 4, tells of the founder, Mort de Olivier even. Ah, the Olivier Lenheim. How would a marble even? Well, I guess they pollinate. Maybe they breathe on each other.
Not back a blink and you're already off solving everyone's problems. It looks good, Clive. Goes well with the scowl.
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself. And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Not a stolus. All right, I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
Looking good, Talia.
What could Gav have thought worthy of a letter?
I just realized what I basically said. By saying they pollinate by maybe breathing on each other, I just realized that then that means bad breath on you is sex skunk. So let's believe it's not anything to do with that. Okay?
Have we any more knuckle pies?
Oh, sadly not. Molly used the last of the chocobo in the stew.
Poor Chocobo.
I don't know. Perhaps I should just have Blackthorn make me a new one.
Welcome back, Sid.
I can order a drink. Buy a round for the hall for 10,000 gil. I don't have that much money.
How am I getting on? About as well as you'd expect of a barmaid pouring sour ale for penniless outlaws in the middle of the Deadlands. And it'd be worse than that if Molly here didn't make the best stew this side of Stone here, even if it is mostly just yesterday's leavings. Don't tell her you heard that from me, though. Oh, keep your mug handy.
Maybe when I'm richer.
And what can I do for you?
Wow, what do you sell now?
Coin purse weighing you down?
Old stuff. Very old stuff. Though, of course, I fail now in my travels as well. Crimson Tassels, Cobalt Tassels 2. Increases limit break generation amount by 6% when taking damage. Dealing damage is obviously nicer. Automatically charges magic spells and maintains the charge until cast. Accessory effect will not trigger unless the ability charge magic is learned. More orchestrons that we... Oh, I hope none of this was missable. Wait a second. Better not be. We can buy elixirs now. Instantly restores all HP for 10,000 gil a pop. I've got 24k gil. 10,000 a pop.
Come again.
Well, I still want to speak with you. We're checking out the Hideaway.
Stand there gawping. Well, you won't hear me complaining.
It's even roomier than the old one was, the Hideaway. Got my own stores, my own little counter. Thanks to you lot fighting the good fight. Plenty of demand for me wares.
Only drawback.
It's the constant bloody racket. It's not Doris and Otto barking the orders. It's Blackthorn and Bardo banging away day and night.
Still.
If I'm paying in the ear holes the price I have to pay to be Sid the Outlaw's partner in crime, I'd say I've got myself a bargain. Has it really been 5 years since we left the old place? How time flies.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
We were all waiting to treat Sid to a hero's welcome when Kupka's lot turned up. Not that we knew it was them. They just poured in like a plague of rats, cutting down anyone and anything that stood in their way. Blood and bodies everywhere, there was. And a voice crying out for Sid to save us in the midst of it all. I'll never forget those cries, try as I might.
You're our leader now, Clive.
Promise me you won't let anything like that happen again. Promise me that come what may, Sid will save us.
Ta-ra then.
I mean, I'm away a lot by the looks of it.
Clive, you're back. You didn't happen to run out of potions while you're away, did you? We've a fine selection of tonics and tinctures. Perhaps you'd be interested in some new accoutrement. gear.
I'm just going to point out that just saying gear is faster anyway, so don't feel bad about not being able to say accoutrements. To the point is better most of the time.
If you told me you could fire a forge without a crystal or a bearer before I came here, I'd have taken you for a madman. But no, here it is.
The secret's in the bellows, you know.
They're Master Sid's own design. The other Master Sid.
It's quite an inventor then.
Clive?
Short, sweet.
Things here ain't too bad.
I suppose. I've got a decent hammer, and an apprentice that knows his hammer from his cock. Oh, and the furnace is alright and all, thanks to old Sid's bellows. The gods only know how I'd keep the coals hot enough out here on the mere without them. Not with bloody crystals, that's for sure. No, I reckon you won't find a forge like this one anywhere else in the Twins, and I count myself lucky to work it. Thanks for keeping me on. You need anything, you give us a shout.
What? You've forgotten already?
Yes, I didn't witness the last 5 years.
Because I haven't.
It was a right pain in the ass getting this place into shape, especially with the mess we were in. Not that it was anything new for those of us who put the old Hideaway together.
Still.
I don't mean I intend on doing it again. Right, can we make anything on the forge? Levin bolt. From heaven on high, far did his bolt fall for to deliver justice. Our remnant, our last remnant.
No scratches, right?
Of Sid-made weapon. Right, apart from that, that's worse than the gears we got, and everything else there is worse than the gear we got. So we are not changing into new gear anytime soon, apart from the weaponry.
It's over to the Tavern Crown for me. Still smitten with the serving girl, are you? She's a fair one, all right.
Wasn't listening to them, I was looking at my new sword. Right, we can check out more of the place in time, I guess. There are definitely more rooms to go to. Hello.
Otto was here earlier with a letter from Gav. He left it on your desk.
Where's Jill's chambers then? The reading table. Reports, letters, and other important missives addressed to Clive are delivered to the reading table in his chambers. New messages are always arriving, so make it a point to check the reading desk upon returning to the Hideaway. The Republic's play. The Republican army marches on the Empire at Twinside, and the men of the Rock have been summoned to the front. Something big is brewing, I reckon. I'll see you done wear upon my return. So you did lose your eye then. I kind of thought I saw Gav wearing an eye patch, and then I just realized that my face is over his face. Maybe I can replace, my hair with his. That'd be great. Did lose his eye though, by the look of it. We'll see it in the future.
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kupka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance, the one we've been waiting for.
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the Hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear. The crystals take more than they give. In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, That's no burden.
I know, but...
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
He did. He was there. It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima. If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does.
To a world without Mothercrystals. To Sid.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more. The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
Master Clive, a moment, if you... my apologies, I didn't mean to... intrude.
Not at all. We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well.
We must save Martha.
What would make Martha leave the rest?
If something has happened to Martha, we need to speak with Otto.
Let's get out there then. What's this exactly? A wall of memories. The oath is the only memory we have. Ah, created the day Clive pledged his allegiance to Sid. This crystal shard transfixed with twin daggers is a powerful reminder of a promise made, a friendship forged, and a legacy inherited. The funniest thing about this is we played, I don't know, good 16 to 17 hours of the game, and we've hit like one little bit of this long part. Oh, okay. What is there to come? Let's make some memories, I guess. Nope. For the nosy ones out there. Don't actually know what a goblin coin does yet. Wouldn't surprise me if it's just a sellable item at a store. I just leave through here. Oh, okay. It's not much privacy when you're sleeping. Someone could just ogle in from the outside. Guess privacy's not really you get in a place like this. Alright, there's no side quests around yet. Of course, we have the specially redstone. Did we? Oh, I guess there's just one in this place too. gonna say, did we just quickly grab that no one else can use? I don't think is what took place. I'm coming, but I can't run unless I'm allowed to.
What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria started a fight over at Martha's Rest. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. The usual. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone. And that ain't like her, Clive. Something's not right.
You think this was planned?
Course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip round the Duchy's balls. They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to the Holy Throne, conspiring to restore the House of Rosfield to power. And now it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing, complained that it was getting harder and harder to take bearers in.
And now she's missing. If she's fallen into the hands of the Empire, we could be next.
Couple of curse breakers are already on their way to the inn. They should help speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is, you might end up having to save their asses and all.
Don't worry, Otto. I'll make sure everyone gets home safe.
A new quest is available nearby. On the way out, by the look of it. Nectar still does not want to share the Moogle secrets.
Martha is a survivor. We'll find her.
Keep them then, Nectar. Right, we need to leave from the front. I don't think I can warp down there because there's no warpy stone. I see Gav. I guess he's a bit more than my right-hand man, considering he was... I know. Probably more in the know to take over operations than I was.
Welcome back, Sid.
Damn blighted bilge. Is everything all right?
Aside from the holes in my hull, everything's roses.
The lake water doesn't agree with it, then?
That's one way of putting it. And unless you got some grand scheme to suck the black from the lake like we do in the atrium, that slurry'll keep eating away at the timber like young Tech does our lemon tarts. Suppose a coat of pitch might stave off the rot for a moon or so. Assuming we had any pitch, which we don't. Not any bloody more. Doubt the old tub's got more than a dozen runs left in him.
Okay, well I need to find you then, don't I?
Of course, Obolus. Your skiff is our only means of reaching the mainland. Without it, we'd be lost.
Well, I'm glad someone round here sees it that way. To make pitch, you need pitch trees. But in case you haven't noticed, live trees are one of the 1,000 things sorely lacking in the Deadlands. Now, I'm not so unkind as to ask you to fell a faraway forest and lug the logs back here to the mere, which is why we'll be needing a suitable alternative. And it just so happens I once heard the thorny pitchers of Curltail Falls cover themselves in a sticky wax to trap birds and beetles and whatnot. Might be enough to tide me over.
Sounds easier than felling a faraway forest. That's for certain.
I've looked a bit more happier then. His 5 years of freedom have done him quite well. Alright, slay thorny thistles at Curltail Falls is what we gotta do. That is the way out, I see. Alright, I'm supposed to find the curse breakers at Martha's Rest, but before that, of course, side quest first. Not that I think there's anything much in the way of missables. Been a while. We need to get in the way, get back to fighting. It's a bit misty out here. Let's see how this area looks now with the motion blur turned down a little bit, if that's better or not. You'll have to give me your opinions, because of course once it's gone rendering through YouTube and then YouTube itself has compressed the video in its terrifying ways. Did you know there's a new rate limited thing on or there's a rate, not rate limited, I'm using that term because Twitter. There's a new higher tier of 1080p videos now
A forest, I said.
on YouTube that you can pay to have access to, which baffles me quite a bit.
It's over.
They're not dying fast. And that quite interesting. They've been changing that. Does the performance mode feel better, or are you on graphics mode? I'm on performance mode. I'm not a... Oh man, I got hit in the back. A graphically orientated guy, I would say. So much. There's no way I take off motion blur on graphics mode at 30 frames. It's more for that, really. Pitcher wax, a sticky substance found in the pitcher of a carnivorous plant which thrives in the Rosarian lowlands.
I can't imagine Obelisk needing any more than this. Time to head home.
Oh, we leveled up to heal myself up. I'll take that. Let's just hand it in because we can do that because he's right next to the entrance. I have heard some cursory stuff that people say that performance mode now performs better frame rate wise with motion blurring told off. Has less significant frame drops, but I haven't seen it from any place that is more than anecdotal.
Welcome back, Sid.
Well, did you find me some wax?
Find is one way of putting it.
5 of them.
Ugh. Reeks like a chocobo's arse. Well, I don't suppose the Argo will mind as long as he stays above the waves.
Argo? So your boat has a name? I didn't know.
Yeah. Same as me old man. He was a ferryman himself back before the blight came. The boat's all I have left of him. And thanks to you, he'll sail another day.
Quest complete. Badge of Might, awarded to soldiers for unparalleled displays of courage on the field of battle. The feelings of accomplishment it enkindles in the recipient's heart is thought to enhance further future, even, performance. 12 attack. Alright, anything else hiding in here? Continue on with the story time, is it? Sure, by me. Fine by me. Let's find out what's going on with Martha. But yes, the recent patch was just to add a motion blur toggle mainly. In the future, maybe they will try to deal with performance mode's frame rate stuff. This generation of console wasn't really all that ready.
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
That's the funny thing about it.
I'm sorry, Sid. We were too late. The Imperials have already left.
The game makers are more ambitious than the consoles can do. And it's early in the life cycle in a sense.
Staying where we are for now, I reckon. The boys from the garrison might still be nearby.
Found her. I'd rather not bump into them again.
Okay. Optimizations early on in a generation. It gets better as you go further on, doesn't it?
I'm sorry. I think I twisted something.
Sid? What said you'd be coming?
I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help. And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes. They're saying the Imperials ascended like a storm. No one was spared their fury. Martha tried to step in and calm things down, but all our efforts got her were a pair of iron shackles and a hard march.
Any idea where?
Judging by their tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take care of the people here.
We will. But, before you go, one of the locals heard something. He said the soldiers were talking about a culling. I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't sound good. Be careful out there, Sid.
You do the same.
I know it's been 5 years, but they are working through these settlements.